Welcome back to the Weekend Show, and this is the social media trend segment. On this segment, we spotlight some of the issues that shape conversations in the Nigerian social media. Quite a lot has happened across the week in politics, in sports, in entertainment. But let's take a look at one big issue that trended all through last week. They caught Honorable Timothy Owoye of APC of Ilesha West State Constituency, Osun State House of Assembly, Majority Leader, taking a bath in a marketplace for ritual purposes. The video of that development was trending all through the Nigerian social media through the week. Crazy video. Viewer discretion is advised as we watch this video. But before we'll put a pause on that video, before we take a look at that video now, can we take a pause on the video? Okay, let me introduce my guest on the segment this morning. Ayobami Adekojo is a consultant with Ink Designs.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on the show this morning.
Nice to meet you.
So we're going to be discussing the trends this morning.
Okay.
And let's take a look at this video that has been trending. And then we'll come back to the conversation. Crazy development we saw from Osun over the week, the past week. Ayo, what do you think is happening here?
I think it must have been really sad for him. As the story went on, it turns out it might have been some sort of subtle blackmail for him.
Yeah, because there are two versions actually of that report. Daily Post claimed that he was actually taking a ritual bath, and then Premium Times has a version of the story says that people were trying to extort and blackmail him,
exactly.
And they've actually been arrested, and they are currently in police net. But a lot of commentary has followed this development with a lot of people suggesting that, hey, leave this guy alone. This guy is just practicing his religion. And we've also seen comments like, people are desperate to do anything for the elections.
Exactly. Although, even though within the religious context, I think from the local belief, it's a bad omen for you to take a bath in the market square, because it just basically means you are giving them the bad parts of you for them to take away. So it's against a lot of traditional Yoruba beliefs. So the religious context might not really fly, because even within the religion, there are dubious people that try to do several new things.
A controversy trace on clad video of Osun lawmaker Timothy Owoye. This issue was trending all through last week. And of course, today is the Osun State gubernatorial elections. Let's take a look at how some Nigerians reacted to this development. The full video we just watched was courtesy of BTTV on Twitter. They posted this full video. There was a short video earlier, but this full video was posted by BTTV. Let's take a look at the comments that followed this tweet. Aside from being a legislator and a respected senior member of the House of Assembly of the state of Osun, Honorable Timothy Owoye is a businessman and a man known to be very articulate and responsible par excellence. Twitter user Brynix1 Benson tweeted that comment because, I mean, it's what made it particularly so striking was the caliber of the person that was caught in this act.
Exactly. I think, elections are coming. Everybody believes politicians are willing to do anything to win elections.
Yes, and there have been several reports over the past week as well of cases of people's penises being snatched, things like that we've been seeing. Why is Honorable Timothy Owoye being reprimanded? Was he hurting anybody? Is religion not meant to be respected? CC_Tommy, a Twitter user, posted this. Of course, you can see, like we discussed earlier, there are some people who actually believe this is a religious practice, and there's really no big deal about this. This is Honorable Timothy Owoye of APC representing Ilesha West in Osun State House of Assembly. The earlier power mongers know that all power belongs to God, the better. okay, bye. This Twitter user, Hon Lami, Adeboye Olamide Lami, seems to suggest that this is a desperation for power within this political season. And Ayo, very quickly, we saw drama as Ambode runs to Tinubu for photos during Jimovia's book launch. This issue trended last week as well. Of course, there's been this running battle between Tinubu and Ambode about whether Ambode will come back or not. What do you think is happening in Lagos?
The thing is, Ambode has basically fallen out with his godfather, that's Bola Tinubu with the Jagaban, and he's trying to get back into his good books. Initially, people thought Ambode was going to go on the frontal and fight him, but obviously he has done his calculations and you can see that he can't really fight the man. But Tinubu's entire structure is now supporting another gentleman, which is totally surprising because you expect the governor to get an automatic ticket to go in to the next elections. Ambode has basically offended a lot of people in the party. I've spoken to some of them in the party. They said he's gotten contracts away from them and basically monopolized it to friends and families. And, you know, it's an APC problem. And everybody is just trying to get something out of everyone. Wow. Yesterday was Tinubu's birthday and Ambode was all over the place again. He was at the Osun rally, for example.
Exactly.
He was still trying
and
to
there
get...
was this report that the wife actually accosted Tinubu and tried to appeal to him. And Tinubu didn't really give any commitment, was just cautious to her and all that.
Exactly.
Quite tough times for Ambode. Let's go very quickly to this issue of Nigeria Air. Buhari-led administration wasted over 1.5 billion on the failed Nigeria Air scam project. Consultants, logo, logistics, souvenirs, PR, scam. This issue was trending all through the week with Nigerians saying we are 1 billion. From Cheta Owanze, 1.5 billion naira waste in consulting fees. Think that ugly logo, wasted. This excludes fanfare trips to Farnborough and similar air shows around the world, Nigeria Air. Just one tweet from Hadi Sirika ended this project after the fanfare that we saw.
Which is good because a logo started the project. It was not really, it was not really a serious endeavor. The fair in the first place was for the government to go in and waste money on a national carrier. We've tried it several times. I had a long thread on Twitter this day. They said it on how we've tried it 10 times. I mentioned several names and what happened each time. The best one that happened to go a bit long was the Virgin Air episode that ended terribly, and Branson was basically writing books about Nigeria.
From Yemi Fash, fellow Nigerians, over 1 billion naira of taxpayers' money was spent on the Nigeria Air scam. President Buhari, we are 1 billion. Nigerians are demanding for accountability over this project because a lot of taxpayers' money was spent on this project and nothing is coming out of it.
It's a legitimate concern because Hadi Sirika was quoted as saying that they spent 1.5 billion on consultants to consult on opening a new national carrier. They brought in foreign consultants. 1.5 billion is just the management fees. We don't even know how much in hotels, in flights, and everything. So it's a legitimate concern. Going into elections, some people are saying, oh, have they laundered money?
Interesting. And from Ogbeni Dipo, lessons from Nigeria Air. Optimism and patriotism doesn't build nations. Strategic planning and brain work does. When people ask questions, reply them intelligently or close your mouth. And I think the first part of his tweet is quite instructive. Optimism and patriotism doesn't build nations. Strategic planning and brain work does. We hope the Nigerian government and their officials are watching and they're taking a cue from comments like these. And let's go very quickly to another issue that was trending. Flash, Buhari's new media aide, Loretta Onoche, nabbed in fake news scandal. Apparently, the new media aide to President Buhari, Loretta Onoche, posted these images claiming to be Nasara Jos Road, Buhari again, say Baba. But it turned out that these images are actually downloaded from iStock.
Yeah, not only downloaded, bought from
iStock and used to represent this project you are seeing here. For our viewers, this project did not happen in Nigeria, but President Buhari's new media aide posted this and said this is Nasara Jos Road, Buhari again, say Baba, and it took actually the intelligence of very smart Nigerians to call her out and find out the original source of this photograph that you are seeing right now. This image is not anything close to Nigeria, it's not in Nigeria, but the new media aide tweeting through her official and verified handle at Loresta posted this, and this generated a backlash on the Nigerian social media. Let's take a look at some comments that followed the essay to President Buhari on social media. Loretta Onoche used fake picture to tweet. Nasara just wrote Buhari again. The whole aim of this lifeless government is to keep the populace sweetened with information on endless series of projects. 99.99% of them are imaginary. Twitter user Adetutu Balogun tweeting at Tutsi22 tweeted that from Donald Speaks, how to spot what's real and what's fake in the wake of the Loretta Onoche-led BMC propaganda machine is left to the Almighty God to guide us. You know, one interesting thing about this development is the fact that Minister of Information, Lai Mohammed, has always criticized the Nigerian media of peddling fake news. Now an official of the Nigerian government is caught red-handed peddling fake news. And I'm not sure she's been reprimanded. Normally, in saner societies, she should be out of her job by this morning.
Definitely, because it just shows the insincerity, though. You know, when the Minister of Information said it, somebody made a funny comment, which I agree with, that, oh, Lai Mohammed and the government, they are just trying to monopolize fake news. They want to be the only ones to tell us what is real and what is not, which is basically what we are saying here. There is no way... Loretta,
of course, you tweeted that 2019 will be really interesting propaganda.
Yeah. There's no way she did not know that it's a fake picture. Even if it was sent to her, I'm very sure if, the first thing when you see this picture, you're like, oh, is this in Nigeria? Oh, that's nice. So it's just people trying to bring up...
And there seems to be a deliberate focus on this in terms of the fact that the iStock logo was actually taken out of it.
Yeah.
And so it's either they bought the photograph for this purpose.
For $15.
Or somebody downloaded it and photoshopped iStock out of it, knowing fully well what they wanted to do with it.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to other issues that trended during the week. Well, Loretta actually apologized after the backlash. My big mistake. Apologies to all friends and whalers alike. It won't happen again. And you can see the cheesy apology. She still used the whalers. I mean, condescending language at people. People are not whaling. Nigerians are Nigerian citizens. And very quickly, this issue we saw, Saraki says Buhari lacks vision, capacity to develop Nigeria. And this also generated some commentary. Let's take a look at one comment that followed this development yesterday. Of course, the presidency has replied, but from this Twitter user, Inla Bolaji one, they are angry because Buhari has blocked all avenues for stealing. Is that actually what is happening here?
I think it's a bit reductive. Each time somebody tries to criticize the government, like the HSBC did, they actually release a document to say if Buhari should win second time, the Nigerian economy will be bad. Then they said, oh, these people stole money for Abacha or something. So each time you come against them with facts, which is true for me, like it looks like the president is lacking capacity for now, and it looks like he's not getting it through his administration. This cannot be the only response. It's just an ad hominem attack every time somebody says something.
Garba Shehu actually replied Saraki and said, throughout his political career, Senator Saraki has shown that he is a very dangerous person who can go any length to promote his personal interests. The language of his campaign is such that cannot be used against a domestic help. Is it just knowing that the president lacks vision? Of course, you know, before Saraki defected from the APC, he was part of the APC, was a chieftain of the APC, was number 3 citizen. So critics are saying, are you just discovering now that the president lacks vision?
You know, sometimes when you work with someone, you try to impact your own knowledge, your own experience on them, and you believe that if there's a synergy, for example, if we had a good synergy between the presidency and the Senate, maybe we would have had some things. There are a lot of critical bills on the president's seat. For example, there's the PIGB, there's the Electronic Transactions Bill. There are bills that will take the country forward that was gotten from the NASBA, that's the National Assembly Business Environment Roundtable. They basically had the private sector to come in and say, okay, what bills do you need to improve the Nigerian economy? But what happens, the bills are just sitting on the president's table. So it's normal for you to eventually say, there's a point where you say, okay, maybe I'm working with somebody that is not good, and you try to get yourself around better people.
Well, that's a fine place to leave it this morning on the Social Media Trends segment. Thank you so much, Ayobami, for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
You are watching The Weekend Show. We just finished the Social Media Trends segment. We've been discussing some of the top political issues that trended during the past week. We'll take a short break now, and when The Weekend Show returns, we'll be going straight to other issues from our political segment, our lifestyle segment. Stay tuned, there's still a lot more to come.